Shri Manjeet Singh, Joint Secretary Cyber from the National Security Council Secretariat. Shri Singh from the NDMA. My colleague Manas Panda, Special Secretary, Electronics and IT Department, Government of Odisha, and Managing Director, OCAC. Mr. Mathur, Country Manager, Arista Networks. Mr. Murthy from Deloitte. And finally, Fahim and his team, Raman and others who worked tirelessly to put this up in a very short time. So, a big round of applause for them. This event was scheduled on the 14th of November, but had to be postponed, at the last minute because of some unforeseen developments. And I'm glad that they took it in the right spirit and, did not. And they put up a very good show. Honorable Minister was to join, but our assembly is in session, and I think there was something urgent for which he's had to go there. There's a possibility that he may join us during the event. All the speakers have spoken about, technology, about what AI is doing, the importance of cyber security, etc. I'll basically touch upon, the state that you're in. First of all, a very, very warm welcome to our beautiful city of Bhubaneswar. And when Mr. Murthy and Mr. Singh spoke about the pleasant experience they had in Bhubaneswar, it was music to my ears. As former Municipal Commissioner of Bhubaneswar city, it's a matter of great pride, that we've been able to keep the city clean and green. We are fortunate that Bhubaneswar happens to be the second planned city in the country after Chandigarh. But it takes a lot of efforts to, keep a city clean. I'm sure there are colleagues from Noida and from urban local bodies who are sitting here, and I'm sure they would understand how difficult it is, because I often say that there are two problems in urban management. One, if people continue dumping garbage in the drains, there is no urban local body in the world which can keep the city clean. And in general, there is a problem. I used to face that. People's expectations from the municipal corporation and urban bodies in our country are sky high. But when it comes to paying their taxes, they fall really short. So I often used to say that people want to pay for services which a Gram Panchayat should deliver, but they expect services which can be delivered only at noon. So that's a dichotomy which we have to work. Friends, my colleague Manas, I think so, when he ends the session, he's going to talk about what we've been doing in IT. But Mr. Singh, Manjeet Singh mentioned that this is his first visit to Odisha, and I'm sure it will be the same for many of you. Let me just, touch briefly upon where we were and the journey that we've had as a state over the last couple of decades. I had never been to Odisha or to Bhubaneswar, before I joined this IAS. And, the first time you get the cadre, there is this thing ki, acha, bahut dur hai ghar se. I come from Dehradun. But the last 25 years have been extremely enriching, and I've learned a lot about the state, and have been able to contribute, to the development journey of the state. 25 years back, Odisha was a very poor state, fiscally stressed, poor infrastructure, and it had that image of, being a backward and underdeveloped state. We all know the term Bimaru, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, UP. We were even lower than that. Couple of figures, our debt to GSDP ratio in 2000 stood at 54%. We were borrowing money to repay our loans. The household electrification percentage was about 18%. Just 18% of our households were electrified. Today, our household electrification is 100%, and we are considered recently in the Niti Aayog ranking of fiscal health index. We were the #1 state in the country in fiscal management and fiscal prudence. We started the current financial year with a revenue surplus of roughly 32,000 crores, which is kind of perhaps the highest revenue surplus by any state in the country. And so we have a revenue surplus, but our capex to GSDP ratio is again the highest in the country. We stand at 6.11%, which basically means that our revenue surplus is being invested in infrastructure and in capital expenditure, creating assets which all of us, basic economics tells us that leads to growth. Our growth rate has been again at least 1% higher than the national growth rate over the last 20-25 years, consistently. And therefore, you see in 2015, the gap between the national per capita income and the state per capita income was about 31%. Today, it's come down to 8.8%. And if we continue growing at the same pace, in about 7-8 years, we'll surpass the national per capita income. There are several areas that I can talk of. People spoke about how we are at the forefront of technology. Industrial sector, when we talk of growth, we usually allude to economic growth. But Odisha has been a very different sort of transformation. I mean, we have ensured that our growth percolates down to every sector: social, health, industrial. So 2015 onwards, till now, our industrial sector has been growing at a CAGR of 10%. Again, one of the highest in the country. The highest reduction of poverty over the last 15 years from 2010 onwards, Odisha. The highest reduction in infant mortality rate by any state in the country, Odisha. The highest improvement in institutional births in the country is again Odisha. So our institutional births today stand at about 94%. And as I mentioned, we were lower than even the Bamaru states. We were right at the bottom when it came to social and health indicators, but we made significant progress. So what I'm trying to say and tell you here is that today Odisha stands as a model of good governance, in the country. We've done very well across sectors, and disaster management, of course. Mr. Singh mentioned that when states come to NDMA and say, where do we go to see what are the best practices? In 90% of the cases, they say it's Odisha. And imagine in 1999, when we had the super cyclone, we lost about 12,000 lives. And I think that was a turning point, in the journey of the state. We were the first state to set up the Odisha State Disaster Management Authority. Thereafter, Gujarat set it up when they had an earthquake in Bhuj. And so, over the years, we have perfected the art of disaster management, and the slogan of zero casualty. From 12,000 lives lost to zero casualty today in cyclones. We keep getting, we are cyclone prone, also flood prone. So, but it's been a long and a very enriching journey, as I said. The digital transformation conclave, which is organized by GovConnect, is their flagship event, and it's a great pleasure for me to be here amongst you all. It's a platform that continues to inspire dialogue, innovation, and strategic partnerships across India's digital government landscape. And again, thanks to the GovConnect team for putting up this event and curating such an insightful agenda that aligns with both the national priorities and Odisha's transformation roadmap. As I was telling you, Odisha today is emerging as one of the most promising and exciting destinations in the country. Over the past few years, we have strengthened our digital public infrastructure, built resilient data and cloud ecosystems, established integrated citizen service platforms, and promoted a governance model that is transparent, efficient, and future ready. Our focus has been twofold. First, to ensure that every department, from health and education to agriculture, skill development, disaster management, transport, and energy, leverages digital systems to enhance citizen outcomes. We were the first state in the country to come out with an AI policy. I believe there are some states which have a strategy note or a strategy paper, but no state so far has come out with an AI policy, to the best of my knowledge. And we've also set up an Odisha AI mission, which aligns with the India AI mission. We've identified about 30 use cases across all these departments which I just spoke about, and work is underway. We've also set up a center of excellence for artificial intelligence jointly with NASSCOM, and quite a bit of work is happening there as well. The talk in the world today is AI is going to change the way we do business, the way we live, and we're seeing it right in front of our eyes. On the 19th and 20th, friends, we are organizing the Odisha AI Summit, which is an official pre-event of the India AI Summit that's going to happen in February, being organized by MIT. I would request all of you to join the same as well. We have very distinguished speakers from India and from abroad who will be joining and talking about the recent developments and about the way forward. The second focus of ours has been to build a strong foundation that enables advanced technologies such as AI, machine learning, cybersecurity frameworks, and high-performance digital platforms to integrate seamlessly across sectors. This conclave's theme, innovation, intelligence, and impact, is very relevant and very timely. We are moving from digital adoption to intelligent governance, where decisions are data-driven, services are proactive, and systems are designed to anticipate the needs of citizens rather than merely responding to them. Our progressive GCC policy, which was released about 2 weeks back, is another cornerstone of our digital vision. Bhubaneswar, as was mentioned, has a very strong talent base and robust infrastructure, and it is positioning itself as a high-value GCC destination, offering cost advantages and an innovation-friendly environment. The establishment of dedicated GCC hubs is expected to accelerate job creation, technology exports, and ecosystem development. In the energy sector as well, digitalization is enabling real-time grid management, predictive analytics, renewable integration, and efficiency in transmission operations. The convergence of IT and energy is no longer an idea for the future. It is already shaping the present. I am delighted to see panel discussions today focusing on governance 4.0, cybersecurity, cloud, AI in public service delivery, fintech-enabled reforms, and next-generation data platforms. These conversations, I believe, are essential for building a resilient and inclusive governance ecosystem. I look forward to the insights that will emerge today, and I'm confident that the ideas exchanged here will contribute significantly to Odisha's journey towards becoming a leading digital state. Thank you for taking the time out to come to Bhubaneswar, and I wish the conclave great success. Thanks.